The following video contains lots of very hot opinions. Some of the opinions which you are about to see were made over several rewatches. Do not take my opinions as fact. Seriously, you could get really messed up on Twitter. My name is doublec² and I approve the following video. Get tuned, be tuned, and stay tuned. Greetings and salutations! I am your host, DCS, and this is every episode of Inanimate Insanity ranked from worst to best. After the insanely high support I've gained for the BFDI ranking video, thanks for all of that by the way, I thought it's only fair to do BFDI's successor, Inanimate Insanity. Created by Adam Katz in 2012, Inanimate Insanity is one of the most popular object shows to date. The show is still going on to this day, and they are currently wrapping up their second season, with the most recent episode being Season 2, Episode 15. I can't exactly recall how I found about Inanimate Insanity. It had to be when I was watching BFDI for the first time, but I think the first episode I watched was Season 1, Episode 12, Crappy Anniversary. From what I remember, the show was honestly kind of mixed, with a pretty subpar first season, but an incredible second season, and a pretty alright third season. Inanimate Insanity will always be one of my favorite object shows, even though some episodes show how dated the show is. But without further ado, let's start with the first episode of Season 1. What in the actual hell is this? So, this is Inanimate Insanity, Episode 1. And it is, very interesting to say the least. We're introduced to our 15 main contestants and our host, who is a phone, named MePhone4. And he is voiced by the man who voiced Chris McClane in Total Drama Island. Don't ask me how these middle schoolers managed to get a hold of him, because I have no idea.
You see, the team that loses each episode will have to vote off a contestant.
I'm not gonna hold you here for long, but I will tell you what happens. The first challenge is to jump off the cliff and land in the water. Don't land in the other stuff. Lightbulb and Balloon were the only ones to make it in, so they are the team captains. This episode is absolutely horrendous, but it's still kind of charming in some ways, but it's also still F tier. Moving on.
No, Shelly, don't cheat on Matt. He's a nice dude.
It's so sad.
So they couldn't keep Chris McClean for long. Rest in peace, sir. So now MePhone4 is voiced by Adam's dad. Sounds a lot better, to be honest. Our second episode begins with Lightbulb and Balloon choosing their teams. Jesus, Balloon is so unlikable in this season, I can see why nobody trusted him in the next. But, back to current events. The teams are Team Epic and Team
Chicken Leg!
Also, this is Taco's thing. Get used to it.
Yeah, thanks to Taco.
The second challenge is to collect lemons from lemon trees and put them in your team's bucket.
What the? Those weren't there 3 seconds ago.
No, they were not.
Why was that delivered so dry? The challenge segment is honestly kind of boring, but I really like the elimination. Because Knife and Paper tied in votes, they have to do a tiebreaker. Stay on the platform.
Bye-bye.
Wait, what?
I love that so much. Overall, a better episode than the last. It's still not good at all, but next episode changes things up, for the better in my opinion.
So I was like, yeah, and then she was like, no way, and then I was like, yeah way, and then she was like, oh my god, like seriously, no way.
It's no fun without paper.
Now, if you literally killed them last episode, you have no room to talk here. The challenge for episode 3 is to stand on pillars and pelt rocks at the other team. Last team member on the pillar wins for their team. This is a pretty short episode, but that's some funny moments, like Paintbrush's amazing dodging skills and their ultimate sacrifice.
Nickel, look out!
No. Also, you might have already noticed, but we finally have new assets for faces, and they look a lot better than the tongues on the top of the mouths. Anyways, the prizes for elimination time, ta-da, are pencils.
Pencils are stupid.
OMG, that was like mean, jerk.
Baseball is eliminated.
Baseball, it's time to say goodbye.
Okay. Goodbye.
Above the last one. I got nothing else for you. Let's move on.
LOL.
What's so funny?
No, the LOL. Locker of losers. I was trapped.
I should probably mention why Nickel from BFDI is here. It's because Animation Epic was actually the recommender for Nickel to join BFDI, but he didn't make it in. Luckily, Non-Existy helped him escape the locker of losers. Thank God, Non-Existy. Anyways, we see Marshmallow get brutally torn apart and burned alive. Balloon in this episode is actually such a jerk. He keeps trying to trick people to be his friends, but he's just using them for his own personal gain. Also, it really gives me a headache hearing him talk for so long.
You know, where a contestant feels threatened and tries to take advantage of two complete lose. It means we're friends!
Also, there's countless errors in this episode, like this part where the text is delayed from the audio.
You have a 3-minute time period. Go!
And I'd be a fool talking about errors without mentioning this. How in the hell does this even happen? I would make a Pibby joke, but I'd probably get killed with hammers. Also, there's a scene with OJ and Bomb ordering takeout, and there's a part that was actually cut from the episode, and I will not be playing it now because it is downright offensive. There's actually a lot of edgy stuff in these episodes. I'll bring it up when one gets cut out of the episode. Oh yeah, the actual challenge is to fling your team member across the gorge, and then there's a tug of war contest. Really nothing happens at all, but this is the first time that the viewers get to vote, and we also get the first appearance of Cheesy and Fan, two later competing contestants. Also, I like me phone here.
Vote for one member of Team Epic to be eliminated, except for Knife, because he's really the only one on Team Epic that did anything worth a damn.
This is going above Crappy Cliff. God damn, this season sucks.
What were we advertising? Oh yeah, fish food. Yeah, fish food. The only food that feeds wolves.
The Stacker, in my opinion, is one of the worst episodes of the series. Why? For one, it's incredibly short. 2, the challenge is one of the most boring we've ever seen. And 3, Adam literally admits halfway through the episode that he got too lazy to animate the challenge. Also, holy crap, I did not realize this was an Adult Swim gag. Learn something new every day. Anyways, this episode does have the best character ever.
Oddly enough, 70 people voted for Nicklay, but Nicklay isn't even on the show.
I'm highly offended!
The contestant eliminated was Lightbulb, even though Nickel was supposed to be eliminated, but it was Nicklay instead. The challenge, by the way, is just to stack golf balls, and the bottom 4 were up for elimination, being Marshmallow, Knife, Pepper, and Taco. Also, they even admit in their season finale that this episode sucks. Also, don't translate the Dora dolls. Please don't. So this is a mini episode where MePhone shows 10 contestants that can join the game, and we even see some familiar faces. I'm not gonna rank this just because it's too short, and it's basically just an audition episode, but it is the first time we see Adam, and he's incredible and has a great poster. Also, before this mini episode was made, the Inanimate Insanity channel was hacked by the Balloon voice actor, so he was fired, and they literally killed Balloon in the video. Spiky Mervit, they can never make me hate you. This episode is the start of the first mention of Walmart, which has everything, as we'll soon see. Marshmallow uses a spring to kill Apple from Annoying Orange. Wait, what? Knife was eliminated and it made me very sad. Remember when he killed Paper?
Bye-bye.
Then the 10 contestants from the previous mini-episode battle it out to join the show, and Teddy Bear has a strong lead but decided not to shoot Apple here for plot development, so Apple joined the game. The challenge is actually kind of complex. It's a baton passing challenge, and it's split into 3 parts. The first is jumping over a pit of... yeah. The second is diving into a vat of guacamole, and the third is crossing the dangerous boardwalk. Also, Team Epic is down to 3 members, so they really gotta up their game. The challenge is a pretty creative one, and there are several good jokes, but my favorite is, of course...
Are you bored? Well...
It's a ball. He's got a rubber ball. It's a ball. He's got a rubber ball.
Anyways, Marshmallow defies gravity and wins for a team, which means Apple gets to join Team Epic. However, Nickel was eliminated because MePhone realized that the viewers actually meant Nickel, who would have guessed, and Lightbulb gets to rejoin. It's my favorite episode so far, going at the top of the list. Some compliments I can give is that the voice acting has gotten really good, and so is the animation at parts. Sugar Rush is the first holiday special of Inanimate Insanity, with it being a Halloween episode. Because of this, the intro is changed to this goofy thing, and also the challenge is trick-or-treating. Before we talk about that though, Balloon is eliminated in a contestant vote because they couldn't get a new voice actor for him, so they just eliminated him themselves. And apparently this time, they are teleported via this goofy cloud of smoke. I like the sound it makes. Also, remember in BFDI 3 when they talk about all the things Pin has done wrong? Well, we get one for Balloon too, and then it just shows an entire montage of everything he's ever said and done. God, they really hated him.
Salt, bomb, marshmallow, pickle, taco.
Also, throughout the episode, there's this weird red Me Foam 4, which we'll get to see a lot more, and he kills my boy Cheesy with a car. It's so over. Anyways, Team Epic wins again because Marshmallow got the most candy after being dragged into a cave. Also, because Salt and Pepper were on the diet. Well, Pepper wasn't, but Salt was on it, so Pepper is on a diet too because it just makes sense. Sugar Rush is a pretty funny episode, and it'll always be nostalgic to me because it used to be my favorite episode. Another at the top of the list.
Salt's why aren't you trying?
I want to be alone.
Foreseeing the future is pretty monumental to Inanimate Insanity because it's the first time the show has ever had a consistent plot, because it turns out that the red Me Foam 4 we saw last episode is this dude named Me Foam 4S, and he kills Me Foam, making him the new host.
Put that cookie down! No!
With his new power, he multiplies Pickle's votes by 2 and poisons his cookie.
I hate you. That's why I poisoned your cookie. We're about to die in 4 seconds.
Hey, that's...
I guess it was deserved because Pickle said this. This was also cut out of the episode.
Stop arguing, you know-it-all vegetable.
I'd rather be a know-it-all than like you. Me
Pepper is eliminated and 4S says this.
No, Pepper.
Shut up about your girlfriend.
And that was really funny. The challenge is to cross the quicksand, and nothing much happens there. But Marshmallow, Taco, and OJ travel back in time with a time machine got from, you guessed it, Walmart, and paused time right before Me Foam was about to get shot by 4S, and replaced 4 with a dummy. And this allows Me Foam 4 to come back and swipe on 4S's screen to reveal a Hello Kitty wallpaper. Okay, and he dies, never to be seen again. Although short, it's another episode that's going at the top of the list, and I'm happy that the season is finally picking up. In this holiday special, we have a brand new elimination area, and Lightbulb is eliminated for the second time, this time by 1 whole vote. Anyways, this is the first time an episode has a B-plot. This is something that BFDI episodes rarely ever had, but we have Marshmallow and Paintbrush trying to restore Apple's faith in Santa Claus after she stops believing in him. So Marshmallow and Paintbrush dress up as Santa Claus, but Apple wrecks everything up. Oh yeah, the challenge. It's to find and decorate a Christmas tree. This episode's main problem is this new relationship they're trying to do with Salt and OJ. It was all so sudden. Salt acts really, really creepy towards OJ, and it's honestly just kind of uncomfortable. Anyways, the tree they grabbed sucks, but Taco likes it, so that's all that matters.
Pickle, this tree isn't how we thought it was. It's crap.
I like it!
Team Epic decides to buy a tree from Walmart, but Me Foam makes chicken leg win because aluminum tree doesn't give off. Team Epic decides to buy a tree from Walmart, but Me Foam makes chicken leg win because an aluminum tree doesn't give up that much Christmas spirit. This is the first real rejoin of the season, and also, second debut, because of one character.
Hi everyone, I'm here with something that will make you really cool. It's a chair. You can sit on it, or stand near it, or even dance near it too. It's super cool. It'll make you cool too. So yeah, buy it now. We have limited stock.
This is Bo, and get used to her now because you're gonna see her a lot more later on. Also, this episode is 10 minutes long because there is a 3-minute credit sequence of the idiotic island contestants singing a Christmas song. With all of this in mind, it's going above the Arena of Death. It's not great, but it's not bad either. Oh yeah, here we go. Everything past here is where Season 1 goes from pretty average to very solid.
One of you is going to join the game.
We know that. Meet.
What is wrong with this show, dude? Our rejoin happens, and I like the way they show the votes with this cool triangle. That's very neat.
Aw, but do I get cookies again?
Why would we give...
Please.
Okay, fine.
Oh boy, what flavor?
Egg flavor.
What the hell is that, an Astif movie reference? Also, I like how there's this trend of object shows around the time hating on the book Twilight so much. Brawl of the Objects does it too. I was gonna do a Bodo ranking, but the series is way too short, so sorry everyone who likes Brawl of the Objects, I just can't do it. I do really like the show though, I always rewatch it. Anyways, Paper rejoins the game and kills Balloon because he went crazy being trapped in Idiotic Island for so long. Also, Bo doesn't make it in, but she's still here for a majority of the episode.
Now the 10th challenge can begin.
Well, then, what is it?
Crossing the border.
Isn't that kind of racist?
This episode is probably my favorite in terms of humor as of now. The challenge has some really good parts. Oh yeah, the challenge. It's to cross this desert full of cacti, electric fences, and this dude named Tyler Vanguard, and he's rather odd. Anyways, Bo ends up winning, but Adam lets Bo join because she's very funny. And I have to agree, she's the best part of the season going forward. Although a shorter endeavor, it's got a lot of great moments, and it even has the first voting for a double elimination. Top of the list.
Alright, coolness.
Damn, season... Why did I say it like that? Damn, season 1 really suffers with these odd numbered episodes. Well, except for 7. Because this one, in my opinion, isn't bad, but I wouldn't really consider it good. Anyways, we start with Marshmallow and Paper playing catch, but she makes Paper turn evil, which is a thing that happens a lot, and it'll be explored throughout this episode. And the next. Also, how could I forget their amazing trip around the world? This last balloon frame always gets me. Paintbrush and Salt end up being eliminated in this double elimination. Also, they keep making jokes about Paintbrush's gender. Is Paintbrush a boy or a girl? Well, we'll find out very soon. Actually, not really. We have to wait 6 years. The teams are broken up, and now the contestants fight for individual immunity. The 11th challenge is to find a golden coin in the ocean, and they are given masks that are wirelessly connected to this tub of oxygen. Also, in this episode, it's revealed that Taco has arms and can talk in fluent English. You might see this as a dumb joke now, but it won't be later. OJ and Paper get a boat, and I'll give you guys a little pop quiz. Where does Paper get the boat from? You have 10 seconds to answer. If you answer J, then you are correct. It is from Walmart. Speaking of Walmart, Apple tears up Marshmallow's Walmart rewards card and gets eaten by a shark. And Pickle has to wear an eye patch because Taco severely injured his eye. Paper goes crazy again and nearly kills OJ, and now he's just water. And Paper ends up winning the challenge. This is a pretty alright episode, above Sugar Rush. Like I said in the beginning of this video, Crappy Anniversary was the first Inanimate Insanity episode I ever watched, and it's still pretty good. Because it's, well, the anniversary of the first episode, everything is exactly like the first episode, so we even go back to the old art style and B-Phone's old voice. Granted, it's just clips from when the Chris McLean voice actor voiced him, but it was still cool to see.
I caught something, oh gosh, I can catch anything.
Sure. Anyways, the filter doesn't stay on for long because Bo and Apple are gone. And Bomb is the one eliminated this time. The challenge is also just like the first episode, a dive off the cliff. Once again, land in the water. Don't land in the... Anyways, everyone does terrible, except for Bo and Pickle. Also, there's another one of Taco's moments.
Given my parabolic path in free fall under gravity's influence and ignoring our resistance due to insignificance in the context of my diving speed, perhaps I have a 3 out of 36 chance of actually making it into the water.
Once again, will be very important later. And also, just like the first episode, there's no viewer voting, so the contestants will vote someone off next episode. This is still a really funny episode, and among my favorites of season 1, top of the list.
I can hit Marshmallow off the cliff. She'll be done for sure.
Huh?
Season keeps topping itself with episode 13, Inanimate Smackdown. Remember, this is the contestant voting episode, and since Marshmallow called everybody idiots last episode, it's her time to go.
What is 12 times 2 divided by 2 times 2 divided by 2 again minus 6 plus 1?
7!
Also, OJ finally figured out that Paper turns evil when the phrase idiotic island is uttered. Anyways, the challenge is a boxing tournament. It's actually very entertaining and funny.
Oh dear, a 2-inch pink ball. I'm horrified.
About halfway through the episode, Paper is knocked unconscious, where he meets up with evil Paper in his head, so he kills him with a piano.
You want a key? How about 88 of them?
Anyways, Pickle is now just dead. and Taco ends up winning the challenge, giving her immunity. This is a pretty fun one, with lots of good jokes, top of the list.
Karma's right, phoned it in this time.
It just keeps going. 14 is probably my favorite episode of Season 1. Basically, when Bomb was eliminated in episode 12, it caused the whole Idiotic Island to explode and die. So now the contestants have all escaped Idiotic Island. This side plot is really fun, and has some great jokes.
Great, the tree boat idea worked. Although, I think I got a splinter.
Anyways, Apple is eliminated today, and because Idiotic Island was destroyed, Apple is all alone. Rest in peace, Apple. And the challenge is a simple game of Simon Says, but gets interrupted by the eliminated contestants, most notably Salt, because she's still in a delirious state of love for OJ. Because of this, the challenge has changed to capture as many eliminated contestants as possible.
Go, stop them.
Pickle and Taco end up winning this because of this scene.
Yeah, no turning back. Just look straight. No other direction. Not left, not right, not omnidirectional, just...
And we're gonna give a shout out to this incredible comment I made, 6 years ago. Anyways, the eliminated contestants are sent back to Idiotic Island 2. Great episode. Check it out if you haven't. I love it. Whoa, new assets! It's just BFDI now. Honestly, I liked the old style better. Not that old style, this one. Looked cool. Anyways, 4S makes his grand return, but MePhone4 doesn't want to put up with his BS today, so he's just co-hosting with 4S today.
Here's your chainsaw!
Phew, that was...
Such a cheap gag, I love it. Unfortunately, my favorite character, Bo, is eliminated this time, but oh well. Anyway, she's put in a rather small box. I hope this doesn't have any future repercussions. The challenge is Glass Bridge from Squid Game. It was actually a vote between that and... this. The final four split into pairs, and OJ and Paper have a cool strategy where you hold your partner over the tile to make it fall, so they don't fall instead. They win, but Paper gives OJ the immunity because OJ has never won immunity before. So now Paper, Pickle, and Taco have to go through this thing. Anyways, 4S had enough with 4S, so he just traps him in this cage. Neat episode overall, below the last one.
Here, you and Taco can split it.
Unfortunately, I'm not the biggest fan of the penultimate poll. It's still fun, but it's pretty much just a filler episode. Pickle was eliminated in this episode, leaving us with our final three of OJ, Taco, and Paper. The big plot twist here is the eliminated contestants get to pick a contestant to not go on to the final three.
So get ready for eliminated contestant elimination time. Ta-da!
There are funny jokes in this voting segment. My favorite are these.
I vote OJ, because I pity the other's mental problems.
Hey! Like Paper, because OJ is my boyfriend and Taco is mentally unstable, so I feel bad.
I vote for that smelly Paper and like BTW. Cheers.
Seems legit.
Anyways, it's all down to Pickle because there's a tie between OJ and Paper, and he chooses Paper to be eliminated next. It's pretty short, but like I said before, has some fun jokes, and next episode, we get to see who wins Inanimate Insanity, putting this one below Double Digit Desert. For the final episode, we begin with Brian recapping every episode very quickly. I kind of forgot to mention there was a recap at the beginning of every episode, but whatever. Anyway, it's very similar to BFDI 23. The final challenge is all of the challenges put together.
Wow, that's a lot of contests.
It sure is, you unknown gender freak.
The contestants vote for who they think will win the final challenge. It seems to be pretty fair, and then we begin. We go through all the challenges again. Crappy Cliff, get the lemons, knock down the players. It really is cool to see them run through this again. Taco ends up having a huge lead, but it's interrupted when 4S escapes and warns 4 about the incoming danger, MePhone 5. And he sounds like this.
Once I'm done with you two, I will retrieve $1 million and you can't stop me.
Back to the challenge with the golf balls, guacamole, quicksand, but Taco ends up sinking in the quicksand, allowing OJ to catch up. 4 and 4S fly into the sky to avoid 5, but he ends up cutting the thing down and they fall and die forever, and that's the end of Inanimate Insanity. Goodbye, everyone. Okay, not really, but this is a pretty cool Act 1 to the finale. I like it well enough. One criticism I could give, though, is that they could have had Taco and OJ be at a more steady pace with each other. Makes you wonder if OJ would even have a chance at winning. Let's see how the season ends with part 2. Episode 18 begins right where we left off. The challenge is still going, and Taco quite literally does the entire challenge. Taco is just about to win, then Bo escapes from her box, and she's gone mental. It finally catches up. Taco and OJ fight for a bit, and then they jump to the finish line, and Knife is being held by Salt and Pepper. Wait, what the heck? And OJ wins! Hooray for OJ! Wait, what?
Stop cheating, you fools!
What?
This is all wrong. I was built to win. My plan was perfect.
It turns out that Taco was actually smart the whole time. Who could have seen this coming? Taco steals the $1 million, and 5 intercepts it, and 5 and 4 fight on the edge of the cliff. Bo and Marshmallow realize that the only way to take 5 down is for Bo to go crazy again, and end up sacrificing herself to save 4. This is the part of the video where I laugh at a very stupid gif that correlates to the episode. Hello, chat. Marshmallow traps Bo again, and Forrest shoots Lemons using his taco gun, causing 4, 5, and Bo to fall off the cliff. 4 and 5 short circuit, causing all of them to die. That's right, Mephone 4 is dead! Let's recount our favorite 4 memories.
It sure is, you unknown gender freak.
Maybe it's better that he did die. Regardless, 4S realizes that the only way to bring Mephone 4 back is to sacrifice himself by downgrading to an older model. 4S dies, and 4 is brought back to life. Anyways, the $1 million wasn't actually in the case at all, and Mephone gives OJ his world-famous cookie.
Mephone?
Ow! What happened?
In short, the finale was pretty good, but one of my main problems with it is that it tries to do a lot. Like, it brings back a bunch of old stuff, which is really cool to see, but honestly, everything before 4 dies is a blur to me. There's just a lot of fighting, and nothing really correlates. One of the main causes for this is most likely because OJ wins in the first 2 minutes, and 4 dies in the first 4 minutes. It's very fast-paced. The highlight is definitely Forrest's sacrifice. It's a really well-done scene. The finale is good, though. Not the best of the season, but it's fun to rewatch now and again. Going below Tile Divide.
Hello? Did everyone just forget about me? I'm lonely. Wait, what does 2 mean?
And that was Inanimate Insanity Season 1. Usually people skip this season to immediately get to Seasons 2 or 3, just because of how mediocre those first 5 episodes are. And sure, they may be horrendous, but the entire season shouldn't be undermined because of that. Some of the best episodes of Season 1 are still online with some pretty great episodes of BFDI. I wouldn't call any of these episodes amazing or anything, but definitely the final 8 episodes are worth watching. Now, Season 2 is regarded as probably the best... Now, Season 2 is regarded as probably... Shut up, it's not funny. Someone best. No, Season 2 is regarded as probably the best Object Show season ever. And that's a pretty damn crazy assumption to make, but we'll soon see that it's not that crazy to think at all. When I started making this video, Season 2 was on its 15th episode, and now it is December, and because me and my co-host Procrastination decided to work on this together, the entire Inanimate Insanity movie came out, which is compiled of Season 2 episodes 16 to 18. Here's what I'm gonna do. On your video progress bar, you'll likely see a few more sections, most notably Season 2, Season 3, and the movie. Why did I give the movie its own segment? Well, episodes 15 to 18 were made after the finale of Season 3. Season 3 was actually made in a 4-year hiatus between episode 14 and 15. And in the movie, they talk about that season and show characters from that season, so I only think it's fair to include the movie after we finish Season 3. The movie parts will still be counted in the Season 2 ranking. You'll just see the updated version of that at the end. That's all I have to add for now. Let's just jump right into Season 2. Oh my god, I don't think I've ever seen a greater Object Show premiere in my entire life. Season 2, Episode 1 is not only the best episode as of now, but it surpasses anything in my BFDI ranking, making it the first episode I'm giving the brand new rank P tier. P standing for just perfect. Pizza Tower reference. Just kidding, I've never played the game. Many people consider the first half of Season 2 to be just brilliant, and I'm no different. Basically, the first half of this season took a more lighthearted, comedic side to the show that the second half didn't, focusing more on the humor of the episodes than actual plots and character and story arcs, but that doesn't hurt in any way, and as a matter of fact, it improves the season a lot. In a lot of ways, it's like what I said in my BFDI ranking video. I don't know how much of a compliment this is, but it feels like I'm watching this on TV. That's how high quality this episode is, and that's exactly how I feel about this episode. It's quite literally perfect to air alongside Total Drama Island or something like that, but I'm gonna stop glazing and let's just talk about this episode already. This episode begins with OJ and all the contestants enjoying OJ's new prize that he bought with $1 million. It's a big hotel. And then the goddamn plane crashes into the hotel. Also, this is the start of Inanimate Sandy doing these stupid faces, and some of them are pretty great.
Hello, is there a Mr. Phone here?
It turns out that MePhone 4 was actually in this plane, and Season 2 contestants dropped from the plane. We then meet MePhone's new assistant for the season, Toilet. Toilet is a fantastic character, and I love him. MePhone spins the slot machine to determine who's getting into Season 2 from Season 1, and a good majority of them do, and the others go back into the hotel. Honestly, I really love these new contestants. They all have their own personalities, and some of them have really cool gimmicks like yin yang cherries and microphone. The first challenge is to push people off the iceberg. There are some really great jokes in this challenge.
I think that we should, form an alliance.
Yeah, and I think, you should die.
I'm trying to find something wrong with you. Give me a second.
After that, the team captains are Baseball and Lightbulb. The teams are already actually picked based on the order of the contestants getting out. Then we actually have the first challenge, which is Dodgeball. In the end, the Bright Lights are up for elimination, which is Lightbulb's team. It's honestly insane how much is packed in this premiere. It truly is a fantastic episode, and I definitely recommend checking it out. My favorite so far.
Mr. Phone!
Everyone, shut up!
Mr. Phone!
After Cherries plays with some puppets, Apple and Marshmallow finally set aside their conflict that was building up from Season 1, Episode 9, where Marshmallow ruined Christmas for her. This was actually brought up a lot in the last episode. There are several instances where they both just despise each other. Anyways, Cherries crashes out because nobody liked their joke, so they used the Doohickey 4000 to send Marshmallow to freaking Mars. What the hell? We're also introduced to MePhone's second assistant, MePad, and for some reason, Cherries already has a MePad puppet. In the elimination, we say goodbye to Tissues because he's gross.
Tissues, thanks for playing. Your presence was disturbing.
Damn, okay. Because of the lawsuits MePhone will face if Marshmallow dies out of orbit, the challenge is to build a rocket and go to Mars to save Marshmallow. This episode sets up two main things that go on for a few more episodes, the second being a season-wide plot. Number 1, Trophy catches Knife playing with his Dora doll from Season 1 and blackmails him into doing anything he wants, or else he'll show everyone the picture. Number 2 is the Bright Lights get to Mars after the Grand Slam saved Marshmallow, so Fan thought she turned into an egg. Fan decides to keep this egg, and we'll soon learn that the egg is very, very important. Anyways, Bright Lights are up for elimination, again. Not as good as the last, but it's still really good and funny.
Marshmallow, you're okay, I'm so glad!
Me too!
And nobody cares.
Episode 3 is the first introduction to Test Tube's secret laboratory, and when Yin Yang accidentally enters, Test Tube gives them a potion so Yin and Yang can be separate. In the elimination, deservedly, Cherries is eliminated after they confess they were the one who sent Marshmallow to Mars.
It's not as spectacular as Oatmeal Raisin, but I'll have to deal with it.
Okay, that's really concerning.
Lightbulb, I love you. Oh, by the way, I also really like the sound when MePad reveals the votes. It's just very cool. Anyways, the challenge is a triathlon of swimming, biking, and running.
And because the team captains are so awesome,
Yeah?
they will not be participating.
Oh, the humanity, I can't compete, oh no! Seems like my team's doomed, no! They'll be fine, they'll be out.
Okay, Lightbulb is most definitely a highlight of the season so far. It's clear they wanted her to be the comical relief character, and it most definitely worked because she is really great. We were also introduced to Life Rig, who is a lifeguard at the pool and actually competes in the third season. Pretty neat.
Ah! Box is sinking!
Oh, if only you guys knew. If only any of the characters or you guys watching knew. This foreshadowing is insanity. Anyways, Grand Slams lose because of the challenge, because microphone crashed out. This episode is going at the bottom of the list, but it's not bad at all. Oh my god, you guys have no idea how long I've been waiting to talk about this episode. Expected this to happen last year, but it's January of 2025, so here we go. Cooking for the Greater Good is not only my favorite episode of now, but it's one of my favorite object show episodes, period. Not Inanimate Insanity, but object shows. And that's an insane thing to say, I know, but as I take you through this, you'll realize why I hold it in such a high regard. We pick back up on the Trophy and Knife blackmailing plot when Knife has finally had enough. Trophy then shows everyone the picture because it was part of their deal, and everybody respects Knife for this because it was the only way he could stay entertained on Idiotic Island. And then Trophy gets eliminated. I wonder why. Anyways, let's have a pizza party. Who the hell is that? Okay, the fourth challenge is to make a pizza. Also, they're given this super technologically advanced ingredient dispenser, but then they just decide to kill Cheesy instead. So that's like $4 million down the drain. The challenge is super fun. Like I said in my BFDI ranking video, I love when they have a food making challenge like BFDI 4 or Teapot 6. Also, there are so many great bits like Suitcase and Balloon going to get some cooking flour, but they mistake it as like a flower, like in the ground. Lightbulb getting dethroned as the team captain and she goes off to make her own cookie pizza. Arguably, my favorite part is the judging of the pizzas, hosted by a bunch of object show hosts from the time like Puffball Speakerbox from BFDIA, Gamey from Object Overload, and Window from Object Universe. My favorite part is how the Grand Slams got a 17 out of 40, and the Bright Lights got a 49 from Lightbulb's delicious pizza. Side note, anyone ever wanted to try this thing out? Looks really good. What a fantastic episode of this season, and also Inanimate Insanity. It's just so charming, and I recommend it as a must-see episode of the season, and also object shows, top of the list. Another very good episode. Told you this season is great. We begin with Marshmallow thinking about Bo again and wanting Miphone to revive her, but Bo is dead forever because she died when Miphone died as well. In the elimination, Box is eliminated.
What is it?
Taco? What?
That says Box.
Wow. Wait, what? Toilet found Bo? Oh my god. It's the peakest character ever. Doe!
Bo's alleged big brother, Doe!
Hi guys, I'm Doe.
The challenge is a soccer match, and whoever wins gets Doe on their team. The soccer arena is a fun new setting that sticks around for a couple more episodes. After Knife crashes out over Apple calling him a slur, is it a slur? I don't know. Nickel teaches Knife about the act of sarcasm. It works just as well as you would think.
Hey, Cheesy, your jokes are terrible.
One thing I will add is I wish the episode focused more on the soccer match. It kind of trails off with other stuff, and I would love to see them play some more, but for what we got, it's very good. Also, some more slurs were cut out of the episode. Shout out to Lightbulb for saying those, but sadly, the worst thing ends up happening. Doe is murdered by Yin Yang. Rest in peace, Doe. Let's recap our favorite Doe. Episode 5 is pretty neat. Going above, try your best.
Oh hey, are you here to see the waning crescent out tonight?
What the hell are those shadows? We begin the episode with some very neat foreshadowing of some new modeled Miphones coming down from somewhere, looking for Miphone. They, are not that smart. Meanwhile, Marshmallow's getting really sick of Apple being so clingy all the time. At elimination in this spooky Halloween episode in February, Yin Yang is eliminated. Goodbye. Because of the Halloween setting, it's time to go into a haunted house. The challenge is to be the last member of your team still in the house, and after Marshmallow escapes the grasps of Apple, she hides in the room with a Jack box. Jack box? Jack in the box. And wouldn't you know, it's Bo's ghost.
Marshmallow? Hello? I'm so gonna share this.
God, I've missed Bo. And I'm so glad she hasn't changed at all. Marshmallow and Bo team up in the challenge to scare everyone out of the haunted house.
I can't believe it. How? Why?
And this ends up working, until just right at the end of the episode, Soap ends up sucking up Bo's ghost with a vacuum, and also flings Marshmallow out of the house. So close. Well, Bright Lights are up for elimination once again. I love this episode, it's really fun, and Bo is a great character, so an entire episode focused around her is always pleasant to see. Below Marsh on Mars.
I gotcha. We can be flying buddies. Whoa!
Oh man, episode 7 is so fun. It's super cool how they're trying to switch up the status quo in just 7 episodes. We begin at Hotel OJ when OJ notices a very weird door, and when he opens it, all the eliminated contestants fall out. Turns out this is where that portal sends them, and when OJ finds about this, he takes Mifone to court? Sure.
Mr. Honor, I think we're going off the trickety track.
The courtroom scene isn't really anything special. It's a good scene, but not like a highlight. Also, who the hell is this? Well, the judge says OJ has to host now, so OJ just kinda eliminates Suitcase. I guess she's eliminated then. And then the challenge is to clean up the hotel. Something really cool about this episode is the part where they all break into song. This is the first musical number of the show, if you don't count, Rubber Ball, and the eliminated contestants Christmas thing, and elimination time. Don't count that. Keep On Queening is a pretty cool song and has some nice vocals from the cast. There's also a scene in between with Mifone in jail with some folks.
No, you don't understand. It's just a game show. It's not even real.
They're still real people.
Paintbrush crash out. Almost breaks the egg, but has a change of heart. Whoopsie daisy, down it goes. Crack omelet, eat up, folks. No, not really. And the hotel queening wasn't even a challenge. It was just manual labor. Shout out to OJ for this one. The real challenge is a coin flip, and bright lights win because of plot. Rather stupid, when Mifone gets back, we have some more insane foreshadowing, and Apple is eliminated because of something I forgot to mention last time. This is your time when you should probably watch the whole episode, and then I can spoil it all for you. I'm intentionally leaving some stuff out. Below the last, pretty creative.
Aw, guys, you can't send us guys back there! Ah, sorry.
What are you trying to do? Make me sick?
Theft and Battery, although it doesn't seem like it, is probably the most important episode of the entire show. Why? Well, it introduces us to Meeple and Steve Cobbs. Steve Cobbs is the CEO of Meeple Industries, which is the company that creates the Meephones, as indicated on the back of Meephone 4 with the little logo. The reason why they're introduced is the fact that when Meephone 4 short circuits because of tissues last episode, the teams have to venture up to the Meecloud to get a brand new battery for him.
That only works for water damage and... Well, if we're gonna have some rice, you need some soy sauce. I mean, I'd eat it.
And I know we're working backwards here, but Cheesy is eliminated because he's rather annoying. Cobbs is a very funny and cool character. We'll see him incorporated much more in the story as we go along. My favorite parts were all the Meephones that tried to stop them from running away with the battery, and the characters just tap the screen and they die instantly. Incredible. There's a lot of really cool things that happen in this episode. It's very solid, but unfortunately it's the last episode of what I consider the really charming part of the season. But is that for the better? We'll find out in the next episode because it's probably the most experimental yet. So, rate on your charade. Not gonna lie, probably one of my least favorite episodes this season. It's not because of the more dramatic tones and character development, but it's because they kind of flat out admit the episode is just filler. Wait, no, sorry, it's low-key. They're keeping the episode low-key. The episode isn't completely devoid of humor, though. Some funny parts are the moments where they address that it's not filler, and then they have this whole segment about Marshmallow losing some bottle caps. Sure. Anyways, we begin with Balloon trying to apologize to OJ about Season 1, saying he was just putting on the character for the game, and OJ understands, but nobody else can. And so OJ advises him to look for new friends. Soap is eliminated, which kind of sucks, because I think they were planning something big for her, but voters will be voters. But what everyone remembers this episode for is the return of Taco. Not putting on her stupid character voice anymore, but this time trying to get Microphone to team up with her, so she can seem like less of an outcast, for a deal of course. And we end the episode there. No elimination, no challenge, keeping it low-key. While this episode is beautifully done in writing, I can't say the same about the animation. You can tell they were trying to make a new style, but it looks kinda bad. I don't hate it, it just reminds me of a BFB 17 thing, you know? They were trying to transition into a new, modern style, which is done much better in later episodes. Anyways, this episode is very important to the overall structure of the series so far, and I'd even argue object shows as a whole. Showing that episodes can still be done without laugh-out-loud moments and can allow you to spend more time with the characters and how they act around others. Bottom of the list so far, but I still enjoy it well enough. Definitely a rough patch though, but it can only improve from here. Okay, here's the thing I forgot to mention in the script, but from season 2, episode 10 and onwards, they stopped using Kevin MacLeod music and started making their own original soundtrack for the episodes, which, if you know anything about the ranking videos, I like to use songs in, like, the actual segments from the episodes they're in, so it's becoming really hard to find songs that fit because the songs from here on out are made with the episode in mind, so it's just kind of awkward. Just keep that in mind. It sucks. Episode 10 used to be one of my favorite episodes of the series when I saw it, but now that I'm not 9 years old, I get to experience the episode again and come to the conclusion that it kind of sucks. Well, not really, but I wouldn't really call it good compared to the rest of the season. My main problem with the episode is probably the fact that they try to mix both halves of the season into one episode, keeping the dramatic scenes and character arcs, but they try to mix it in with jokes as well, and it doesn't really clash as good as I think they probably thought it would. Stuff like Marshmallow trying to talk to Paintbrush about Apple is interrupted by more lightbulb nonsense, which is good in moderation, but they've been using her a lot more recently. She's pretty much the new Cheesy. Not to say she's bad in this episode, she still has some great moments.
That's called cheating, moron.
Paintbrush is also really out of character here. It seems like they didn't really know where to go from them from now on, so now they're just the character that gets mad all the time, which is kind of one note, even for this show. Nickel is also incredibly rude to Balloon in this episode, when Balloon is just trying to do the right thing. Nickel's very out of character as well. I thought that his snarkiness and sarcasm was what people liked about him, not him just being a total jerk to everybody, even his friends.
Yeah, I mean, you really did it this time.
Another thing is, once again, the animation looking very weird at some points, but this could also be another transition episode, so I'm not going to dock the episode for that. I think that if they wanted to do another jokey episode like in the first half of the season, then they should have gone all out, but they try to mix in the serious parts with the jokes, and it doesn't really work in my opinion. I feel like it could have worked. It definitely could have. Maybe if you separate some characters from others in the maze, then Paintbrush and Marsh could have had a more meaningful conversation. The maze itself is also kind of flawed, so tall characters like Mike and Paintbrush can literally see over the walls. So, yeah, Mazed and Confused, new worst of the season. Not the worst thing in the world, but season seems to be taking a bit of a dip now. Wonder when we'll get back on track. Mr. Honor, I think we're going off the trickety track. Yeah, it's like a toilet, yeah. Oh, we are so back. Episode 11 is one of my favorite episodes of the entire show. Oh, also it's 2 episodes in one. Kick the Bucket Part 1 and Kick the Bucket Part 2. But we're not splitting them up because they're on YouTube as one episode, so we're just gonna count it as episode 11 to rank it easier. To begin, Marshmallow leaves the parameters of the show and goes to hang out with Bo and also Doe, because he died, remember. I forgot to mention, but from now on, the viewers vote on what the next challenge is, and last episode they voted for the Bucket Brigade Challenge. The challenge is actually pretty complicated, well, compared to this show, but I can't really say that because season 1 episode 6 had the whole guacamole relay race, so I digress. Not that the challenge is bad though, it's honestly one of my favorite Inanimate Insanity challenges ever. But the main thing everybody remembers this one for is Bo and Marshmallow singing a duet called Afterlife in the Limelight on their opposing views of the game and how neither one of them are satisfied. It's a fantastic song and definitely my favorite Inanimate in song. It's a fantastic song. Stop, it's not funny. Inanimate in song. It's a fantastic song and definitely one of my favorite Inanimate Insanity songs so far. Anyways, remember what I said last time about them mixing jokes and serious scenes into one? Well, there honestly aren't that many jokes in this, and it's chock full of a bunch of great and dramatic scenes, such as Suitcase's trippy hallucination, and Suitcase calling out Nickel for being such a bad Alliance member. By the way, this elimination, bravo. It's so well done. From Balloon voting himself, and then the twist double elimination of Nickel and Balloon both getting eliminated is just brilliant. This episode is also just brilliant. One of my favorites of the season, and you should definitely watch it. Below Breaking the Ice. Alternate Reality Show is one of my favorite episodes of the season. It starts with... Wait. What the hell is that? No. No, what is that? No! Oh god, calling all signals. If anybody can hear me, you need to do the next episode because I'm going to die!
Well, I should say that episode 12 is a big hitter. It shows a lot of character development, which is kinda nuts. It starts with Marshmallow being disqualified from the game after the previous incident, and we are down to our final 8, which in turn is the Mighty Bird. The scene then shows Taco and Microphone discussing about Baseball's alliance being torn apart. Also, it's just kind of funny how Taco knows the code to Test Tube's laboratory. Microphone gives a temporary paralyzer to Test Tube back, and Lightbulb just appears.
Sorry, I drink when I'm depressed. Which I'm not. No, I am not.
Lightbulb later messes with Test Tube's time machine calculator, and they both get sent into a portal where they end up in the first season. How nice.
Okay, so the first challenge will be to jump off this 60-foot cliff.
Nah, just kidding. They end up in an alternate reality show called Inanimate Insanity Infinity with Salt and Pepper as their hosts. Getting a look at all the characters here and there with their personalities, which are kinda cool, I suppose. Test Tube then negotiates with Salt and Pepper and ends up getting eliminated.
I know what you're thinking. No, it's not because she's a nerd. It's because she's ugly.
Lightbulb comes in and tries to defuse the situation, but no one takes it seriously. But then Salt and Pepper fight and Salt just dies. Damn. Lightbulb and Test Tube then teleport back to season 1 and try to fix the past, and they eventually come back. Just barely too. Paintbrush gets a 0 on the challenge and curses Baseball to light on fire. Why is that so stupid? What the hell? Paintbrush is then seen at the calm down corner, and Lightbulb goes to confront her. It's then revealed that her gender is non-binary, which is really nice because this is the first LGBT character that was ever represented in the OSC as a whole. Even then, she gets eliminated. Lightbulb hands with the crab, and yeah, this was really cool. Sorry it dragged on for too long because, it's my favorite episode, not to brag. I don't know, Lightbulb was one of my favorite characters, so I will put this episode at number 1! Okay, I had my fun. Back to DCS you go. Thanks for having me, everyone.
Oh my god, I'm alive! Okay, well, thanks Alfie for reviewing that episode. This one's going above the last. I've always loved this one. By the way, Alfie, you forgot Paintbrush's pronouns. So, yeah, you did that.
You messed up. You messed up, kid. You're out of the show. Get out.
Episode 13 is genuinely phenomenal. Basically, after Meephone 4 completely shuts down over Paintbrush's drawing last episode, Meatpad and Toilet have to retrieve the Meeple memories left in the cave. Don't worry, we'll get back to this later. Basically, when you touch one of these gems, you're granted immunity and see a past memory of Meephone and Cobbs. This is perhaps the biggest episode in terms of lore so far, as we see so much more of Cobbs in this one, like how he put the screen protector on Meephone 4, and how 4 was actually not that good of a product. The memory sequences are very cool, and we'll talk about the best one later. The final 7 split up into the cave to hunt down the gems, Fan and Suitcase together recording a vlog, Microphone and Taco trying to get Knife to team up with them, and some going alone like Basebulb and Lightbulb. Basebulb? Oh my. And some like Baseball and Lightbulb going alone. By the way, they mix jokes and serious scenes absurdly well in this episode.
Sorry, it's hard to hear over it.
The jokes don't overwhelm the more dramatic scenes, like another one of Suitcase's hallucination, or pretty much everything after Suitcase touches the final gem. And Fan is unfortunately eliminated because he didn't touch a gem in time. Speaking of Fan, the egg is beginning to crack, and Test Tube has to take the egg in after Fan's eliminated, much to his dismay. And the 2 best scenes of the episode are here. In a previous memory, Meephone 4 remembers a Meephone called Meephone 3GS, who is in a storage closet along with... Wait, is that Adam? Yeah, it turns out that Meeple and Cobbs created Adam a long time ago, and when Toilet brings him up, Meeple remembers Adam hired Toilet, but who hired Adam? Suspecting that Toilet is a spy for Meeple this whole time, he is fired from Inanimate Insanity. It's honestly fitting that Toilet's last episode as Meephone's assistant had some of his most involvement ever, and the final memory is after Meephone goes to show Meatpad, is Meephone escaping Meeple, taking unfinished Meatpad with him, flying away in the spaceship he generated to deplete all of his old Meeple memories into the cave so he can never think of them again. And the fact that this scene is accompanied with Fan's narration and this amazing song is truly the cherry on top. What an amazing scene, what an amazing episode. It's one of the best episodes of Inanimate Insanity ever. It's going below Cooking for the Greater Good. To be completely honest, I haven't seen Hatching the Plan in full once, except for when it first released, and that means it's the first time I've seen it in 4 years. And I gotta say, from 13 to 14, the wait was definitely worth it. This episode is very much lore-based, in the fact that it finally returns to the plot of Fan and his egg, which the egg finally cracks, and turns out to be part of an alien species called the Prime Shimmers. But I'm getting ahead of myself. When this big egg ship arrives at the island that Mifun senses to be Cobb's, the challenge is to retrieve Fam, which the ship had abducted. Meanwhile, we see Test Tube and gang trying to build a rocket to save him. When Test Tube arrives, the leader of the group explains to them that Meeple is actually their enemy too, and they stole their children to harness their energy. Part of me wonders if this was really planned from episode 2 or just retconned for plot, but it's really cool either way, giving this egg a whole story about its origins and capture. However, Microphone and Taco have ulterior motives, and when they capture Meepad for instant teleportation, accompanied by this really funny scene.
Look, Taco and I are equals. I have a voice here. No one's shutting me down. I'm not just being dragged along.
Taco kills Test Tube so Microphone can steal Fan back to win immunity. And she does steal him back and win immunity, but she eventually realizes that this was all part of Taco's master plan, and we get this incredible scene.
Finally, a taste of recognition. Finally, I can finally...
Is that what you said to Pickle? Make him think he was doing what he wanted? Like he was heard? I thought I gained a friend. Turns out, I gained nothing.
Surely it couldn't have been nothing.
This is most definitely the highlight of the episode, and this is just one of them. About every aspect of this episode is great. The writing and animation have improved tenfold, great soundtrack by John Mietus, and it was overall a really fun watch. In the end, Test Tube is eliminated, but not before Microphone eliminates herself to combat Taco, and do what she finally needed to do. Leave. Hatching the plan is no short of phenomenal, and it just goes to show how good these last episodes have been. But, as most of you know, after this episode, the season was put on hiatus to make room for Inanimate Insanity's third season, Inanimate Insanity Invitational. So that show lasted for 4 years, making everyone wonder, where is Inanimate Insanity 2? Well, when Inanimate Insanity Invitational ended, everyone was wondering how the hell they are going to continue the show now, how the cast is going to wonder what happened for 4 years, but they do this astonishingly well, and we'll soon see. But anyways, episode 14 is going above the last, but still below 4. As of recording this, it's February 24th, 2025, and yesterday, Inanimate Insanity YouTube channel published the full Season 1 compilation, and also a weird thing at the end that said March 1st, 2025, and I have no idea what this could mean, but it's in a couple days, so it's probably going to happen when I'm at Invitational, so yeah. This episode is really special to me, as I actually was at the 2024 BFDI and II meetup in Florida last year, and I'm planning on going again this year, so that'll be fun. Anyways, I saw episode 15 of season 2 on the big screen, and going into it, I honestly didn't know what to expect, but holy hell, it was amazing. Basically, this episode is all about Taco, with her teaming up with Meepad to finally end the show once and for all. And when she gets the challenge details, she takes control of the true or false elevator challenge, and asks the contestants her own questions about their strategy in the game up to this point, and what they'll do next, or how they interact with others. She really digs into all of their insecurities. But Knife ultimately ends up taking her down, and she literally cracks under the pressure. When Lightbulb sends out a distress signal to show that she's distressed, great writing there, me. It turns out it's actually Paintbrush that arrives, and Lightbulb officially quits the game because she just wants to hang out with her friends again. Honestly, everyone in the crowd, including me, were kind of disappointed that she didn't end up winning the whole thing, but what can you really do? Also, the point of the challenge was to rise up your platform via the questionnaire to get your fire to break the rope. And Suitcase wins this challenge and gets immunity. And she's able to pick one person to go to the finale, and she eventually settles with Knife, bringing us to our final 2 of Inanimate Insanity Season 2. And that's the whole episode. Definitely nothing else to talk about that's very interesting, to say the least. Wait a second. There is. Taco's tirade. This tango-esque duet with Taco and Meepad is a major highlight of the episode and is one of my favorite Inanimate Insanity songs to date. With stunning animation and really fun writing, it's a certified classic. Listen to this song, please. It was a joy to see on the big screen. And it most definitely is a highlight for everyone else too, because look at this retention graph. It's just the song. You know they uploaded it to YouTube, right? You can watch the episode still. Although it's pretty much them yapping for 20 minutes, it's still an amazing end to the season, and it's going below the last. But we're still forgetting something.
But what about you, though? How's the hotel life been?
You've missed a lot.
Oh, we most certainly did. I'm sorry, I just love this song too much. Season 2 of Inanimate Insanity is nothing short of spectacular. There truly isn't even a mediocre episode in the bunch. 9 and 10 are just kinda outliers, but they're still enjoyable. But both halves of the season, the comedic side and the reality side, bring amazing episodes to the table. But the reality side is so diverse and interesting that I was debating on putting an episode above 4, but I just could not bring myself to do it. I love that episode too much. But would I go as far as to say this is the greatest Object Show season ever? Well, if you asked me this question about 4 years ago, I don't think I could. I would probably say season 2 of 1 over II, but, well, you'll see. That's about all I have to say. Let's jump into season 3, which released on April 3rd, 2021. Whoa, new art style. I'm not gonna lie, I love the invitational art style. It looks very cool. Anyways, remember how the second season did the total drama-esque eliminations with torches and stumps? Well, the third season goes all out, with cuts in between episodes in the calm down cabana to show what the characters are thinking and to have their own confessionals. But wait, how did this happen? Well, to make a long story short, they got doctored tickets for Spoiled Lemon, and their boat that Paintbrush aptly named Bodhi crashes into an island, where Mifun is there to meet them to announce season 3, and how the viewers wanted them all in. So we have 8 contestants. Is that Bo? 9 contestants. But we gotta add the new guys in too. These new characters are really fun. My favorite is Cabby. After the teams are randomized, the challenge is just like the first season. Dive off the cliff, don't land in the... Wait. There's none of that! Pipe Mario 64. The challenge has some pretty good bits. I like how the pink team all takes the cab, and Life Ring failing to sink into quicksand because he's a Life Ring. And this ends up causing their team to lose, and they vote out Blueberry because he's very pessimistic. The first episode of the season was really good. Not something like the first episode of season 2, but I will enjoy it well enough. Solid A-tier episode. I got a Celsius. After a funeral service for Bodhi, the challenge is to create new team names. This is a really simple challenge, but it's got some good jokes. I like this whole sequence with the floor, yin yang, and silver.
Yes, I agree with Groundy.
Flory.
Beneath me.
No, above me, loser.
The main attraction of this one, though, is Fan and Cabby's argument where they get into a heated discussion about privacy and permission, having to do with Cabby's files. This ends up backfiring on Fan as Cabby teams up with everybody to eliminate him. She is so cool, bro. And the team names are pretty fun too, with everyone going for the same Inkers sounding name, and then the pink team with just the Pinkers. I don't have much to say about this one, but that's really because the challenge was pretty simple, and was chock full of good dialogue. I think it's gonna go under the last, but I do like it, and it's a good second episode.
Yes, I did not like the boat, but when it exploded, that was my favorite part. Kaboom! I wish Buddy exploded more. Thank you.
I like this episode well enough. After some camera guys show up on the island unannounced and take a horrendous picture of me from 4, the challenge is to take pictures of other people to get the most embarrassing one possible. Oh yeah, and it's also 24 hours long. I love how quickly this devolves into insanity, with them all terrified of having pictures taken of them, and them also needing to take pictures of others. They all have really fun strategies, with the Thinkers using Cabby's files to hit others' weak spots, Nickel using the new picnics tables to sabotage Clover, which doesn't work, it's like a whole Wile E. Coyote-esque segment, and the rest of the Sinkers using a raft to take pictures in secret. Everyone has their own thing to do. My favorite is how Bo and Goo interact with one another. It's a fun dynamic. This episode is also just really funny. It seems like season 3 is going back to that comedic side, which was missing for a lot of season 2. In the end, the Sinkers are out for elimination because of this image, and I can't lie, it does look pretty cursed. At elimination, there's a tie between Nickel and Life Ring, and so Box decides he gets out and he picks Life Ring. How? I don't know, he's a Box. Anyways, Snapshot Showdown is a really fun episode, and I think it's probably my favorite out of the season so far. Top of the list.
This is Test Tube curled up in a ball, and here's Cabby rolling down a hill. And this is when I finally got the flash to work.
The Overthinkers is a pretty creative episode, as it actually starts at the end of the challenge, and the whole runtime is the Thinkers figuring out who to vote off as they lost the challenge. Every time they choose a target, they exclude the target from the discussion, and each person is targeted as well as to not cause inequality. Silver Spoon and Candle are having a one-sided argument as he believes that Candle is some sort of witch and should be hung at Town Square. It turns out that Candle is some kind of omnipotent being who opens her third eye via her meditation and helps Silver Spoon understand her ways. Well, that is what happens, but before that, Silver literally tried to kill the both of them.
She can be suicidal.
That isn't my favorite part. The actual discussions between the team are really funny. I think my favorite part is that they called attention to this intro being used so much. And then the 4 suggests that they change the song and it turns into this. Also, the stupid text-to-speech Mifone is pretty good too. But, of course,
thought of the perfect new alliance. He wants to make a boys club. Stay out of my brain journal.
I'm non-binary.
I mean, anti-girl club.
And now it makes sense why nobody knew Paintbrush's gender.
Guys, I think that's a plane.
Thanks, Mr. Obvious. I think.
You mean Mrs. Obvious? Nah, I'm just playing, I really have no clue.
Anyways, they all decide Yin Yang is most viable option, but it completely backfires after Yin Yang ends up winning the immunity vote from fans, as part of Silver's master plan, which using Cabby's files on previous votes, he was able to predict the immunity outcome, and vote out OJ as Yin Yang's votes do not count. And this means OJ has been eliminated for the first time in Inanimate Insanity. This is a really fun episode. I recommend watching it for the discussions alone, but the whole episode is very solid. Top of the list.
There is a witch creature living among us.
Don't say it, don't think it, don't say it, don't think it, don't say it, don't think it! When the song title is named after your favorite character. This one's alright. This season isn't as amazing as season 2 so far, but it's pretty enjoyable. After the show is proclaimed to break safety protocols, the challenge is a simple egg drop. Build a contraption to protect your egg from cracking. But the eggs may not be cracking, but the teams certainly are. Yeah, everyone's pretty much on their last nerves here. Cabby drops this insane line to Test Tube.
Well, maybe it is, especially when some people have had a bad history of protecting eggs.
This episode isn't devoid of jokes though. I think my favorite is when the Thinker's egg cracks and they just look like this. When Test Tube and Cabby's argument reaches the climax, Test Tube slips on Goo and flings the hammer right into Clover. But, as established earlier in the episode, Clover is lucky. What? So Box is the one that gets seriously injured by being smashed by a hammer and falling down a cliff. I love how everyone treats Box like this character with deep emotions that wants to control the game, but then you think about it and realize it's a box. So it's all the more humorous when Dr. Fizz arrives and takes Box out of the competition to do some testing, which means he's officially eliminated. There's no elimination, but the episode did get some pretty good moments. Unfortunately though, I think this might be my least favorite as of now, just because it's a bit too short in my opinion, but I don't really hate it. Meh, episode 6 is whatever. The challenge is a try not to laugh epic dank meme Vine 2017 clean compilation 30+ minutes. And because laughing was declared illegal, I'm a law-abiding citizen. Oh, alright, we're done with that. Okay, this part kinda got me a bit.
Perhaps it's the power of love.
Okay, the law's canceled. Class dismissed.
I also kinda liked when Bo referenced Taco in season 1, but what the hell happened here?
Oh, boo! Go back to the chair jokes!
Also, Yin Yang learns to control which side talks to combat Bo, who's trying to make him laugh. This episode's going near the bottom of the list. It's not bad at all, but I just don't really have much to say. It's in that same vein of Stacker, where it's kind of a boring challenge and nothing is really done with it. It's not completely awful though, it has good jokes. And Tea Kettle was eliminated. But I think the best thing about this episode is more Nickel and Balloon interactions. Throughout the season, they've started to bond with each other a lot more, and I think this is the culmination of it all, that they can actually tolerate and like each other now. Not much else to add though, it's pretty okay. They say aura like 10 times in this episode. It was very distracting. Fortunately, after the pretty average last two, Best Served Cold is probably my favorite episode from the season. It's like season 3's version of Cooking for the Greater Good, and you all know how I feel about that episode. It even makes references to it, like the crust of the ice cream pie being made out of actual flowers. But what the hell is the ice cream pie? Oh my god, food theme challenges, ooh, free food, gimme. Yes, the challenge is to make this thing called the Mile High Pie, which is a huge tower of ice cream. So they gotta break out the cartons and
keep stacking that sticky stuff.
You didn't have to say that, Silver. Also, the teams are disarray, so now it's time for the Wait, no, the new team, sorry. Honestly, it's kind of sad seeing Nickel and Balloon broken up now, since they bonded so well throughout the last few episodes, but the game will game, I guess. I like Paintbrush and Silver's rivalry a lot. They're both equally stupid, it's dumb. Okay, but there are two really good highlights in this episode. Test Tube and Nickel talking about Balloon, accompanied with the track playing right now, which is one of my favorite songs of the season. And of course, the elimination, which honestly might be my favorite Inanimate Insanity elimination ever. When Cabby tries to get everyone to vote out Silver, she notices that everyone has her files, and when Test Tube shows that she took the files to combat Cabby and whatever her evil plan is, she is eliminated. I love this shot so much. Also, this episode ends with more Bo lore, because I've been wondering how the hell she's alive too, and she's a robot. Sure. This episode is fantastic, top of the list. You know, editing really does take a lot of work out of me. Maybe I should just sit back and draw something. Let's use these. Wait. Where are my markers? I guess I'm gonna go have to find them. This is a segue into Alex line 0511. Wait! Even my new paper clip.
I'm dead. In this episode, MePhone 4 is getting visited by his toughest critic, Ballpoint Pen, so he wants to get everything perfect so he gets a good review. But everyone except for Nickel and Bo die, so we have to recover everyone all at once, causing them to swap body. The concept for body swapping is a bit overdone, but I still think it's neat. I'm not exactly one to talk, considering how I did it in my object show too. The challenge itself is also simple, but works. This season has a lot of simple challenges, and that's something I like about it. It felt right for this season. Something else I liked about this episode is Clover. Clover started out kind of boring, to be honest, but the longer the season went on, the more in-depth she got. Her luck was literally torturing her because she accidentally injured others so things would go her way. She literally voted herself out too. In fact, the votes wouldn't even load because of her luck. And you know what? It was a good time for Clover to go. I think she had good personal growth throughout this season, and I'm glad she left on a good note. In fact, I feel like almost everyone in this episode had a little bit of development. Nickel, Test Tube, Yin Yang, I guess. They developed so much as a character. Learning the struggles of having each other's legs made them realize how difficult life must be. Nature is so beautiful. Bo especially had a lot in this episode. In fact, this is the episode where we find out that she's a robot. When she confronts Test Tube about it, Test Tube explains everything. How Fan couldn't get over her death, so he and Test Tube made a replica robot of her. And hoo boy, her having a breakdown over the fact that she is not actually Bo is quite a watch. It's cool that MePhone was understanding of her situation too. One more thing I'd like to point out, Ballpoint Pen was a really interesting character. He is definitely a personified version of some of MePhone's fears, like wanting II to be perfect, and how he wants to do it forever, but he can't. This episode also had a really good message, which was, if you're not having a ball, then what's the point? And I think this is a message that everyone needs to understand. If there's something you want to do really badly or create something, then it's important that you have a good time while doing it, otherwise it won't be enjoyable. In that case, what's the point? You're not doing it for yourself at that point if you're just torturing yourself doing it. I think it's a message we all need to listen to. Solid episode, to be honest. No complaints. Also, this makes you wonder where the floor goes when he teleports. Does he go through the observable universe? Does he have an amazing journey that so amazing that he like flashes through multiple states of time? He sees the future, past, and present. I guess we'll never know. A tier.
Thanks, Alex. This episode's fantastic. Top of the list. Also, I didn't realize me and Alex used the same song for both of the episodes. Also, go play Find the Markers on Roblox.com today. Alright, episode 9 time Saber Spark! But as I'm heavily invested with the overall concept of making a cartoon, this challenge was honestly probably the most creative yet. I don't know if y'all remember Battle for the Respect of Robovi, but they had an episode like this too. I also think it's maybe a subtle commentary on AI, showing the animation machine only needing a script and art, and it's just generating a whole cartoon for you with barely any effort, but that's just a theory. Okay, everybody in the live chat watching, can you spam the corn emoji? You just spam that like a million times because this is just pure cornball territory. With it being the final 10, each team has 5 members, and so Zoetrope explains that each member is one role in the cartoon. There's directors, artists, writers, craft services, and fundraisers. This episode is just really fun. I love the fundraising segments and how they're structured like those crappy jewelry shopping networks.
Yeah, hi. You should kill yourself.
Also, I like how the second Nickel tried to actually direct the production, he was called out for it because the director's only rule was to sit in the chair. Candle uses her inner flame power to spin Yin and Yang around and make a lot of money. Paintbrush and Silver work off each other well as they are both co-writers, and the ending result of the entire thing was this 4-second animation because they didn't have enough budget. I played the entire thing for you. That is all. But probably my favorite part is the Thinkers cartoon, as after making $10 million, Candle comes up with the idea to make a run for it. Split the $10 million across everyone, which is double the season's winnings for 5 people. After Goo motivates everyone to finish the cartoon, we get this night dude yapping for 2 hours, which is very much in the style of Goo. Actually, the entire cartoon was dedicated towards TBD, which is Bo's new name, by the way, as we established before. She is not Bo. I don't know if Alex mentioned that. I'm writing this before he finishes. They all decided to vote Goo out for his horrible film, but I thought it was movie of the year, so they're a bunch of haters. Yeah, this one's really creative and fun. Not my favorite this season, but it's going below Best Served Cold. I decided to share with you all what I'm eating while editing this. If you go to Walmart, if there's a Walmart where you live, go to the bakery section and get market side chocolate cake covered things. These are really good. Yeah. That is all. Next episode. I just realized very unintentionally how good that transition was because I was talking about those chocolate cake things and the episode's called I Am Chocolate. Okay, I actually have to move on. It's time for the Oh, by the way, this is all about the indefinite island contestants, as one of them is going to rejoin. The lighting on the island is incredible, by the way. I just want to mention that. The rejoin challenge is honestly pretty complex, but that's not really out of the ordinary for this show. It's kind of similar to that Bucket Brigade challenge from Season 2.
Inside, you'll find letter blocks.
No. Go away. Leave me alone! I liked how the word they had to spell at the end was a word mentioned in passing at the beginning, and also all the blueberry fake-outs were really good. The winner of the rejoin was Cabby, because of course it was, she's awesome, but it does kind of make her whole elimination seem kind of pointless. Even though the entire challenge back on the island was them just eating desserts, there's for some reason still an elimination, and Cabby seems to have almost screwed herself over giving the cookie to Silver, but they actually both teamed up because Cabby is honestly just an insane mastermind, getting Test Tube out instead. Also, I adore TBD's new voice, it just fits her so much. Really fun one, going above the last. The season has not been anywhere close to Season 2 standards, but I really do enjoy a lot of episodes here. Y'all ever seen the episode of Brawl of the Objects where they yell, "Go, Battle Monster!" and it's like Pokemon? Yeah, well, this is the Inanimate Insanity version of that episode, when they find these weird little creatures that Miphone dubs the Inanimates. The challenge is to take care of your pet before it's ready for battle. I like the conflicts with Yin and Yang when Yin realizes that he needs Yang to help with their pet Sprinkles as well, as Yin doesn't know how to put his foot down. This episode is just really funny, and my favorite pet is this dude who tries to be threatening, and then for the 4 just names him Tootsie Wootsy. Yeah, he's my favorite part of the episode.
Now, what'd be the perfect name for you?
I am a cosmic being.
The actual tournament is really cool too, and when a pet loses, it turns into confetti, which is kind of dark even for this show. But I suppose it would have been better than them actually like exploding. Like I wouldn't want to see that. There's also a new setup of an alliance between Nickel, Balloon, Bot, which isn't confirmed to this episode, but I'm calling them this from now on because it will be later. And they all team up to eliminate the floor, but he can't be eliminated. There's lots of cool parts in this episode with great writing. I recommend this one. You should check it out on your own. It's going below Snapshot Showdown. Sorry I didn't have much to say this episode because it really is just building up to that eventual tournament, which is something you should watch on your own because it's very good. I already said that. Also, I noticed this when the episode first came out, but there's like this really funny part in the music when it just kind of like abruptly stops when they get to Silver Spoon's disgusting pet. I want to play this for you.
Must have an endearing personality.
Going into this episode, I'm not gonna lie, it's been 2 years since I've seen it. I used to keep up with this show and I watched this when it came out. My biggest issue is that there really isn't much of a challenge here. It's kind of just them all yapping for 15 minutes, but if you remember, Truth or Flare was pretty much all dialogue, and I really enjoyed that episode, so yeah, I liked this one too. I like what's going on with Cabby. Her talking to the floor about not being able to think without her folders and buckling under the pressure that the floor gave her the answer to win the challenge. But my favorite part is probably with Bot and Flory. I'm calling them Bot now. It was finally confirmed. When they have a one-on-one talk with Flory that no matter who he is, he's still him. And this really gets to the floor in the good way. And Bot gets immunity for this. Also, the floor is now Mifo's assistant because he can't really go anywhere. This review was kind of short, but I recommend watching this one on your own as well, just to get a better grasp of the dialogue, which isn't really easy to explain in the 1 minute 30 review like these, except this one was even shorter. Time for the 3rd anniversary special. We actually combined both of them today, the cliff and the glacier. Unfortunately, this might be the most forgettable episode in the entire season, as after watching, I was unable to remember a single thing about it. It's kind of just them all standing around, squabbling with each other, and it's just kind of boring. A few funny jokes, sure, but it's all about alliances and betrayal now, and it's getting kind of hard to follow. Them making stuff up like the immunity milk to cause more chaos and confusion. It's just a lot to take in. Is it smart? I don't know, but I'm probably just too stupid to understand what's going on. Probably going near the bottom of the list. Don't have much to say. Episode 14 is a really creative one. It was the first Inanimate Insanity episode to be premiered in a theater on the 2023 tour, so that's pretty neat. Glad they saved this one for the big screen, because that's a lot of fun. We're introduced to a new character, Springy, who everybody seems to know already, and you should too. Don't you remember the commercials? Alepha the cereal has actual springs in it.
Fun fact! The kid in the commercial, special effects.
The final 6 are split up into pairs, solving puzzles across different rooms. However, similar to the last episode, there's also more betrayal and squabbling between the contestants. Mainly between Nickel and Balloon. I don't know why these guys even hang out with each other still. They clearly don't even like each other. Springy seems to take a very interesting fascination with Bot, wanting to sell their likeness to make toys for the new cereal boxes, but Bot puts their foot down, disregarding the opportunity, which makes Springy very nervous, and they claim that they'll get their revenge, before being eaten by Flory. After the Looney Balloonies claim that they will not change their votes in the tiebreaker between Silver Spoon and Yin Yang, it's decided that one of them will be eliminated, and picked at random was Bot. So, yeah, that's a bit of a bummer. But hey, at least Test Tube accepts them for who they are. This one's going above Snapchat Showdown. Snapchat Showdown. Friends, we are here today to honor a great man. On the morning of May 22nd at 1:46 p.m., DCS was shot dead outside his apartment. We have the rumors that the shooter probably looked like this, but we'll never know because he died right after because he wasn't looking at the road. Idiot. Does anyone have anything to say? Oh, it's just you.
Yeah, if DCS is dead, can I do the next episode?
Fine.
Hello again. I'm back for doing my part again. I got 2,094 points in Fruit Ninja VR. Blueberry! Alright, let's go. I'm gonna be real, Blueberry is genuinely a fun episode. I think it's really interesting with a funny plot twist at the end. Walkie Talkie is taking everyone from Indefinite Island back to the main island at 3 in the morning, which means one of them will be joining the gang. They do hop off the boat and onto the island and oh my god, Blueberry is dead. We then see every other contestant around Blueberry, and Walkie Talkie explains they can't start the rejoin contest until someone confesses to his death. But Mifun gets the idea to figure out who killed Blueberry by making the currently competing contestants and the old eliminated contestants together in pairs. The floor teams everyone up and it's off to solving the case. Cabby also says that she'd rather not write down her files because, well, it wasn't good. Nicholas is quick to jump to conclusions, but Clover tells him about how much he should have used the past on luck responsibly, but he never did, so, Test Tube and Bot find a message saying ZA under Blueberry's arm.
The name of his attacker, so it could only be Cabby!
Or Candle?
Oh yeah.
Also, I love the backgrounds with the cereal boxes, it's a nice touch. Silver Spoon and Candle are trying to clock Blueberry's time to get out, but
Vera planned 73 times!
timer ends and so everyone comes forth and discusses what they suspected. Nickel and Clover decoded the message, but they don't realize it was just a word search.
It's Yang!
So everyone says what they think, but then...
That won't be necessary.
It was Blueberry?! Yeah, so basically Blueberry faked their own death to trick everyone. And this also means he joins. Just why? That's so funny, but why? So I think that was a nice episode. I have no idea where DC would put this episode, so I'll just put it below the last for now. Okay, let's go. Bye.
I'm back, losers! Oh, wait, hold on. What time is it? 8 a.m. Okay, on what day? Oh, we're supposed to release this tomorrow? Oh. Oh no. The Great Bluish Bake Off? Baking? Cooking? Food? Oh, free food! I distinctly remember watching this episode for the first time and almost wanted to turn it off because of how boring it was. And this time I wasn't really bored, just not invested. The main issue I have with this episode is that 50% takes place in this dry desert, with them all talking for a while. I don't inherently hate scenes where all the characters do is walk around and talk for a little bit, but they've been doing this kind of like every episode now, and it's starting to get a bit irritating. The suspense builds up a little bit with the inclusion of a new threat, the Hand, which turns out to be Tyler Vanguard, and he's rather odd.
Sorry if I came off strong. I mean, it's in the name.
I've yet to talk about Blueberry at all this episode after he rejoins, because what is there really to say? He's a really dull character, and that's definitely on purpose. To try to build him up as this really deep and threatening badass, only to get homesick from his friends on the Indefinite Island and gets eliminated literally one episode after he rejoins. I don't even know why they decided to bring him back if they were just gonna do this. He also just sucks, treating the others as servants, which was funny in that one SpongeBob episode, but not in this one. Also, the baking challenge doesn't even happen, with the only one to actually do it being Blueberry with an oatmeal raisin cookie, which is a funny callback to season 2, but the winner being a flower with Balloon's speech is stupid. If you can't tell already, this episode wasn't intriguing to me in the slightest, and I wouldn't care if I never had to watch it again. Going at the bottom of the list. I kind of like when Floor said, "You dance!" Though that was really funny for no reason. Oh my god, holy voice crack. Episode 17 is one of the most meta we've ever had. As Miphone submits the show to the Groskers, it realizes that he stretched the truth a little, with him saying that they actually had 52 episodes instead of 16. So the challenge is to make the best episode ever. This is chock full of really funny jokes. My favorite is every time Balloon comes up with an idea and it's the same line said every time.
Thanks, Balloon. I'm so glad we connected.
Your social gear is strong.
And also this scene with Silver and Candle. We know what you are. But of course, the best part in this entire episode is the final episode they end up making, with the animation producing this masterpiece. And I can't believe it, but I was totally right about the animation machine being a commentary on AI, with Miphone straight up just saying this.
I'm sorry, everyone. I should have known. A machine can't make art.
Walkie Talkie, who I failed to mention earlier because he wasn't important enough, really wants more episodes of the show, and for it to keep going on longer. I don't know what her plan is because, well, I'll explain that in the next episode, but what the hell? Is that Springy? A lot of build-up for the finale as Nickel is the one eliminated this time, leaving us with our final 3. I suppose we can only go forward from here, going below Pesty Besties. Oh, that is not the right clip. Sorry about that. Alright, so here's the confession. I have never seen the final 2 episodes of Inanimate Insanity Invitational. Trust me, I was there when episode 18 released. I was watching it, and then I got so unbelievably bored that I actually just turned it off. Yep, I stopped watching and never went back. Probably in fear that it'd be exactly like episode 16, just extremely boring with nothing going on, but after finally sitting down and giving it a watch, it's good. It's nothing spectacular, but it's far from boring. There's things happening all the time. With a final jury vote to end off the season, and the final 3 telling their sides of the game, it's overall a really cool ceremony. But things, like they always have to come to, go very wrong when Springy, who I forgot to mention looks, unwell, returns to gather up all the people that Miphone teamed up with this season. Zoetrope, Dr. Fizz, Walkie Talkie, hell, even Bodhi, to form the Invitational Committee. Unfortunately, this doesn't really lead into an amazing action-packed fight scene like I thought they were gonna do, but it's more focused on Silver and Candle. It's kinda sad that the Invitationals weren't focused on more. I think a lot could have been done with them, but oh well, maybe next episode. Because remember, I legitimately don't know. I haven't seen it. The episode ends on an insane plot twist, where the final 3, and us, learned about Miphone's plans for a Season 4, an escape from his escape from Season 2. All of his problems catch up to him again, and everyone blames him for everything. And he can only sit there making buzzing noises because they literally chipped him. Kind of terrifying if you really think about it, honestly. But what's gonna happen next? I don't know. Bot meeting fan was so cute.
I would like to inform you that if you don't vote for Silver Spoon, you're all stupid loser babies with no respect for utter alpha.
This segment with the invitationals is actually so funny. This is actually a banger finale. Everything wrapped up nicely, which is always good to see. Something I really liked would have to be watching Springy change their mind about Miphone mid-execution, because it shows genuine character development from them, and also the rest of the invitationals too. Oh yeah, there was an execution for Miphone 4. He's fine, we're fine, everything's fine. And we finally got a winner, Cabby! Woo! Yeah, I was rooting for her since the beginning. Another highlight was seeing Walkie change her ways too, as Miphone finally figured out who sent her. Can you guess who it is? And Miphone is able to give her another chance, because it's not her fault she's made by him. And when the song played at the end, you know the one, it genuinely got me choked, realizing that, yeah, he's going back to Season 2, and so are we. With Season 3 finally finished, we can finally end off Season 2 and this 11-month journey. But here's the season ranking first. Oh my god, we're done. I started this season in January. It's July 12th. To say that this has taken a long time is an understatement. I mean, 7 months for anything is kind of absurd. The actual season itself, though, is pretty fun. There isn't any episodes that I would ever call amazing, but it's a very more relaxed season, and that's clearly by design. A more lighthearted take on the dramatic Season 2. You'll notice that at the end of the ranking, a lot of Season 3 episodes are going to be right next to each other, and that's honestly because they kind of mesh together sometimes, or are just on the same level of quality. But since we're done with Season 3, I think it's time for us to go back in time. But we're still forgetting something.
But what about you, though? How's the hotel life been?
You've missed a lot.
Oh, we most certainly did. And we're here, the movie, which literally came out while I was working on this video last year. But do you want to know what else dropped while I was working on this video? An announcement for a new South Park season, so I guess anything can happen now. Anyways, the movie is split into 3 acts, or episodes 16 to 18 respectively. So let's begin with Act 1. We see everyone hanging out at Hotel OJ, and Suitcase is very distraught by the fact that Nickel and Balloon seem to have just made up from everything. In a whole other season? Wait, who the hell are those two? Who is that? There's so much here going on, let's move on. Miphone arrives after a lot of missed calls from Cobbs to declare the final challenge is to defeat Cobbs once and for all. And he comes to this conclusion after Taco and Pickle talk for the first time since Season 1, and, Pickle dies. No, Taco didn't do it, but for some reason, Miphone can't recover him. And wait, who the hell is that? This is happening to more people too, OJ and Nickel. And Miphone can't revive any of them. What is going on? Well, after a balloon trip to Meat Cloud and being greeted by Cobbs himself via this banger song, we finally learn everything. About Season 3, about the contestants randomly dying, about everything. It turns out Miphone just paused time and went to Season 3. It turns out that the throwaway line of Toilet putting a wire in Miphone 4 in Season 2, Episode 8 gave Cobbs full control over Me Life, and he's just been deleting contestants, no biggie. And the biggest plot twist the show has ever seen, Miphone didn't just create the show, no. He made the contestants. He generated them, like he can generate a maze, like he can generate cookies, like he can generate anything. This is an amazing first act to this movie, and if the other acts keep up like this, we may be looking at the best object show season of all time, going below alternate reality show. Oh, by the way, Cobbs is a new voice actor, Joshua Waters, and he's absolutely amazing. His singing is phenomenal. And I forgot to mention, but I really liked the interview sections at the beginning of this with the old animation styles. It's really cool. This act is something else. This movie is actually so jam-packed with stuff that it's almost impossible for me to explain everything, and that's why I highly recommend watching it for yourself, but I'll try. MePhone X goes on an insane rampage, terminating every contestant, but it turns out Toilet, yeah, that toilet was behind it all, with him thinking this is some sort of simulation to become an assistant for Adam, but he's actually just killing everyone. Cobbs takes the final two in this insane asylum for 15 minutes to prepare for the final challenge, a simple fight to the death. And by the way, ever since the two of them figured out that they're just computer generated by MePhone, they keep glitching. We also learn why Cobbs is taking out the contestants, as explained by Fan. When a contestant gets deleted, it sends a signal to the Shimmers. And get this, the egg that the Shimmers lost, remember, they lost 2 eggs. One of them was the little child that Fan had, but they couldn't find the last one. Yeah, that egg is part of MePhone 4. It's like every single plot point we've developed throughout this season is coming back and in 10 folds. And of course, MePhone's got to explain to contestants that they're not real, so he does, and they don't take that very well. I mean, would you? But because they figured out that Toilet was behind this, obviously Toilet doesn't want to keep killing his friends, so Cobbs takes over and completely massacres this place, leaving MePhone to sit here in front of all these objects, and what he designed them exactly as he did when he was younger. Damn. But the final challenge doesn't go exactly as what Cobbs expected it to, as the final two end up teaming up with Toilet, and so he pulls the plug on MeLife, which means that this ship that MePhone generated, the hills, the mansion, everything is gone, leaving nothing else in the world except for Soap's phone, Baxter, Steve Cobbs, and MePhone 4. And it just ends. That's it. The end of the show. Show's over. We're going home. It's an amazing second act low point, as this is the point of the show where you really think to yourself, how can they even go on? Everyone and everything MePhone ever generated is just vanished. What did they do now? P-tier episode, below hatching the plan, truly incredible. Can this movie even get any better? Well, we're about to find out. I'm just gonna start this by saying, Objects and Mirror is the greatest Object Show episode of all time. It is truly unlike anything I've ever seen from this show. From Object Shows, hell, maybe even web shows in general. Making it qualifying for the first and probably only P+ ranked episode ever. But let's stop glazing, and we'll finally talk about why I think this episode is so spectacular. Let's start with the first song, Karma Waits, which was the backing track for the last episode's review. Anthony Coase, who you may know as the creator of Brawl of the Objects, did an incredible job on this song. It really accompanies the visuals wonderfully. But let's cut back to Suitcase and Knife, because remember, they didn't die, they just glitched out. Suitcase is alive, and she meets, get this, Box. Box is alive. She is real. This is her plush. I have this plush now. It's awesome. Box is definitely my favorite character this episode, and it's kind of crazy how she went from F to S tier so quickly on my character tier list. And yes, I did say she. She is a woman. It's kind of funny how they've been misgendering her corpse for the past 11 years. Speaking of Box, yeah, we get her full backstory. How she was trying out for Season 2, but tripped on a rock, fell down a hill, and just died. And when MePhone tried to recover her, she was just a box. It's really sad if you think about it, but Box got a lot of much-needed screen time, and she's been my favorite character for a little bit now. You're the GOAT, Box.
I feel so included. Thank you.
Anyways, let's get the elephant out of the room. Ballpoint Pen is back. He has finally returned to the show, and we are all so grateful. Okay, who am I kidding? It's f***ing PJ. The fact that they even made this happen in the first place will forever be insane to me. Like, that's real? That's a real scene in this episode? I still can't wrap my head around that. We actually see everyone, and I do mean everyone. Season 3 contestants, Season 2 contestants, hell, failed Season 1 debuters from that mini episode are here too. We also keep cutting back to the outside world with some Shimmer stuff. Cobbs even gets a good stab on one of them, and now his ulterior motives have been revealed. Kill MePhone 4. Well, he tries to, but unfortunately, Meepad got in the way and he died. Rest in peace, Meepad, 2013 to 2024. We learn about the race. This is how forgotten objects get recovered, but there's a catch. If the white line hits you, you're done. But something interesting happened with Bo and Doe. Apparently, they jumped, and the line only cleared their legs, so they became ghosts in the mansion. All of the contestants managed to get through this race except for one, and Miphone recovers the files. Also, they take this orb thing, I forgot what it does, but it powers like all of Me Life. Cobbs is obviously very struck by everything just appearing again, and he steals the orb. And then we get the scene.
I don't remember it blinking!
Oh, maybe that's because it doesn't.
And Cobbs died. Popcorn. Woo! Yeah! It's kind of funny how Suitcase is just eating it. This is my favorite image of her, by the way. And also, the contestant was Knife. He's a ghost now. And I can't believe Inanimate Insanity did it, but they ended this movie with a DreamWorks-ass ending scene, where Spoiled Lemons returns to perform a fire song, which includes melodies from all the other songs in the show up to this point. But while we're talking about songs, I should mention Make Your Own Reality, which is the song that's been playing in the back. It plays in the credits, which, by the way, remind me a lot of an animated movie's credits, so I guess that's by design. I'm not gonna beat around the bush here. This is the best Inanimate Insanity song. It's even better than Taco's Tirades. Even now, just searching it up for this edit just gave me goosebumps. Olivia absolutely kills it on this song. Let me ask you a question. Do I need to say more about this episode? I've already rambled for well over 4 minutes to say why I think this is the greatest episode of all time. I feel like I've said enough. It's absolutely phenomenal. I don't get how people can dislike something like this. People say that the show should have ended in episode 17. Like, what are you smoking? I honestly can't find a single thing wrong with this episode, and I've seen it so many damn times. This episode is amazing, this movie is amazing, this season was amazing, and this show was goddamn amazing. P+, top of the list, number 1. With the movie being added onto Season 2, I can confidently say that, yeah, it's probably the best Object Show season ever. I wasn't completely sure before the movie released, but now I'm 100% positive without a doubt. Phenomenal work, Inanimate Insanity. And, with that being said, we're done. 11 months of my life have come to an end. I've been sitting here for what looks like almost 2 hours to you, but so much has happened in my life during the production of this. I started and finished sophomore year of high school. In April, I fractured my leg. In March, I went to Disney World and Universal. And a couple weeks ago, I went to go see Teapot 19 in the 4th season premiere in Houston. There's also been so many videos that I've wanted to make during this, but I just couldn't. I had to get this thing out because it's been sitting on the back burner for so long that I literally hit puberty throughout, and that's why the intro of this video sounds nothing like I do now. After the insanely high support I've gained for the BFDI ranking video, but let's ignore all of that for now. Let's ignore all the time that I've wasted attempting to get to this point, which I can't believe is even happening right now, and we can finally rank every single episode of Inanimate Insanity. And I'm not gonna forget to show the tier list this time. We're gonna start with F tier, which has 2 episodes this time. 55, The Crappy Cliff, and 54, The Stacker. D tier, 53, A Lemony Lesson. 52, One Shot Wonder. 51, The Arena of Death. C tier, 50, The Snowdown. 49, War Day Guacamole. 48, Sugar Rush. 47, Foreseeing the Future. 46, The Great Bluish Bake Off. B tier, 45, Aquatic Conflict. 44, The Penultimate Poll. 43, Try Not to Laugh Challenge. 42, Double Digit Desert. 41, Tragedy Over 60 Feet. 40, Crappy Anniversary. A tier, 39, Journey Through Memory Lane Part 2. 38, Journey Through Memory Lane Part 1. 37, Friend or Froze. 36, The Shame of the Name. 35, The Tile Divide. 34, Inanimate Showdown. 33, Stranded in Paradise. 32, Home is Where the Heart Is. 31, The Great Escape. 30, The Show Must Go On. That was stupid. 29, Pesty Besties. 28, Snapshot Showdown. 27, Spring on the Breakfast. 26, Mazed and Confused. 25, Rain on Your Charade. 24, Title TBD. 23, Blueberried. 22, I Am Chocolate. S tier. 21, A Jury of Your Fears. 20, You Can't Do This Forever. 19, The Overthinkers. 18, Best Served Cold. 17, Try Your Best. 16, A Kick in the Right Direction. 15, Out of Body Experience. 14, Theft and Battery. 13, Everything's AOJ. 12, Leather Rip. S+. 11, Marsh on Mars. 10, Kick the Bucket. 9, Breaking the Ice. 8, The Reality of the Situation. 7, Alternate Reality Show. P tier. 6, Truth or Flare. 5, Mind Your Own Business. 4, Through No Choice of Your Own. 3, Hatching the Plan. 2, Cooking for the Greater Good. And finally, P+, Objects in Mirror is number 1. Here's the tier list. It is almost 5 a.m. Please send dire help. What a spectacular show. I feel like I could really go on about Inanimate Insanity for much longer than this, but I don't really need to, because you've already watched me ramble about it for almost 2 hours now. So, hell, I'm not going to. I'm ready to finally put out this video after procrastinating on it for almost a year. Big thanks to my friends Alfie and Alex line 0511 for helping out with Season 2 Episode 12, Season 3 Episode 8, and Season 3 Episode 15. They stepped in when I was too lazy to do so myself. Shout out to Cobalt Tools, except the YouTube downloading broke, but so now I'm using snapany.com, which doesn't even save videos with the audio, so that's just great. Special thanks to Chocolate Cake Squares from Walmart and Celsius Wildberry. Special thanks to everybody in the Premiere chat. I see y'all. And a gigantic special thanks to you for sitting through this and also waiting 11 months for this to come out. I hope it was worth it, because I think this is probably my favorite video I've ever done and will ever do for a long time. Thank you so much for watching. Double C squared, over and out. You don't know that unless you've been watching me for 6 years. Thank you to Alfred's Official, Guy, Joshua Maya, LJP Moose, Ton16 Ima. Thank you guys for supporting the Patreon.